Anna McGee, and welcome to week 3 of the De-Stress Diet's expert support podcast designed for people on the De-Stress Diet plan. Today I'm with my co-author, Charlotte Watts, and we're here to talk about some of the nutritional obstacles that you might be facing and how you can help yourself through each one. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello, Anna.
The de-stress diet stresses the importance of 3 meals a day, and if you can, not snacking. Why is that?
It's really because our bodies don't need to be eating so often. We really should be able to sustain our energy for a good 4 to 5 hours without having that crash. And a lot of snacking mentality is based on the fact that our meals won't sustain us through that time, and therefore we need to preempt having that crash mid-meal. But actually eating continually, you are just continually putting food into your digestive system. So you're continually asking the digestive process to start from the beginning again. And the digestive process is long. So things are coming in through the mouth, and then they've got to go be, digested in the stomach, then the small intestine, broken down. That's really energy rich. And if you're halfway through that process and then you're sticking stuff in your food again, it can compromise what's happening further down. You're not letting the full process happen. And that can be a big strain on the pancreas, so it means that you can be a lot less likely to balance blood sugar. It's really better to look at the sustenance of your meals themselves and look to find satisfaction in what you're eating.
Tell me about the construction of a perfect de-stress diet meal.
We're really looking to have a good protein base, something that is thermogenic, balances blood sugar, supports metabolism, stops you having too much of an insulin surge. And then as many plant foods as possible, not necessarily grains and beans, though. We really want to kind of look to the way that our hunter-gatherers ancestors were eating, and have that more in the plant foods that have soluble fiber in. So really kind of vegetables, as many greens and veg and salad stuff as possible. And then really what you do in terms of having the starchy carb bit, the bit with the insoluble fiber, the grains and beans, potatoes, the stuff that we've only really been eating for the last 10,000 years. How much you have of that then is something that you work out yourself, and we give very strong guidelines for within the de-stress diet.
So nutritionists often talk about breakfast being the most important meal of the day, and in the de-stress diet, breakfast gets a real makeover. So tell us about your personal favourite de-stress diet breakfast.
Mine can take several different permutations within a kind of basic form, really. So there's usually something like smoked salmon, occasionally a really good quality organic bacon, even good quality organic sausage, smoked mackerel, even some chicken breasts, and anything that's kind of a good bit of protein in the morning. And then with lots of stuff that's alkalizing in there, so things like beetroot, watercress. I love watercress for breakfast. Cucumber, any salad stuffs. I often just put little cherry tomatoes in the oven with some olive oil on them, and that takes about 2 seconds. And I might have some extras like feta, a bit of hummus, make it big. And sometimes I have some sourdough rye bread with it as well, depending on how I feel in terms of needing energy. And it doesn't have to take a long time. I can, that can be stuff that I've prepared the night before, kind of extension of last night's salad, really.
Is it possible to marry the 6-week plan with going out to dinner? I mean, say people are having their Indian takeaways or going out to Thai or Chinese. What are some de-stress diet friendly options?
Yes, I find it quite easy these days. I think maybe it wouldn't have been so kind of 10, 15 years ago, but everywhere you go, you can find kind of like, the protein part, if you're a meat eater, the fish or veg part. And when I'm going out, I might have a little bit of the starchy carb bit, but not always. And I tend to ask for extra veg. There's usually these days you get side orders. I mean, it's something that you didn't have a while back, but there's always side orders of extra veg. It's just maybe not having the bread basket, asking them for more veg than potatoes, say, and enjoying yourself. I mean, this is really, really important. So if you do go and have a blowout, and it's every so often, then, shrug your shoulders, enjoy it, and, you know, get back on the horse the next morning. It's very much about not necessarily relying on the very, very high starchy carb, grainy bits that most people tend to really plow in when they go out or they order a takeaway.
What about in Italian?
Italians, if you go to a good Italian restaurant, they make an amazing salad, absolutely incredible. And what I often do is have, it depends how many people are there, but there might be, I love pizza. The wheat doesn't love me, but I know that if I can have it occasionally. So, I want to have a good quality one, and I'm not going to eat a whole pizza because I will, suffer for it. But, a slice is A, it's enough, and B, it doesn't have the negative effects for me. So often that will be about, a sharing thing. If there's several of out there, we might share a pizza together, and then, I'll have a salad as a main as well. It's looking for ways really that you can reduce the grain starchy carb bit and increase the vegetable bit. If you look at it like that in terms of ratios, you don't need to get really, really prescriptive unless you have really kind of inflammatory digestive problems. And in that case, you'll know what to do about that. But if you're really just looking to reduce the amount of starches you eat, then replace them with vegetables. It's always the rule. Keep the protein part and replace more starchy carbs with more veg.
Is there anything you would finally like to say to the readers on their 6-week plan, week 3?
Week 3 is a very interesting time because often it's the bit where you've made lots of changes and you can be feeling stuff, particularly in terms of changes made from reducing cravings, maybe from detoxification happening, and it can bring up a lot of emotional stuff as well. So if you're seeing lots of stuff coming up and lots of things that, are causing you to look at your life backwards, or, lots of big feelings, however that can be, it's highly personal. This is all good stuff. It's all stuff coming out, and use the stuff in the lifestyle chapters to help your body move through this, because you will come through the other side and feel absolutely amazing for it.
And thankfully, our next 2 podcasts will focus quite a bit on feelings and using the yoga and the breathing to work through them, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully, you've made a bit of a start now, and you'll get some feeling for it, and then we can just move forward a bit with that and help you make the most of it.
And I'd like to say, as someone who's been on the 6-week plan and is now into my, say, 6th month, just stick with it and don't be too hard on yourself.
Absolutely. And the point of this is that it's about enjoyment. You enjoy food, you enjoy life, and the more you do that, the more you learn to relax, the less the stress you're creating, and the more your body just finds its own way.
And your body starts to make natural, healthy choices. That's what's quite amazing with this plan. You sort of start going, oh, I really fancy that.
Absolutely. And you're actually starting to work on actual intuition rather than just kind of knee-jerk cravings, which is incredibly liberating.
Thank you very much, Charlotte, and we'll speak to the readers next week.
Lovely. Thank you, Anna.